Well, let's go to Switzerland now, where the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has called on the world not to allow Russian President Vladimir Putin to win the war in Ukraine. He was delivering his keynote address at the World Economic Forum meeting as it drew to a close earlier today. Our business editor, Xolani Mbanjwa, is in Davos. He joins us now. Xolani, good afternoon to you. The Ukraine conflict dominating the World Economic Forum from day one. No different today when the German Chancellor gave a keynote speech.
Good afternoon, Stephen. Yes, indeed. Day one was all about Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, calling on the world to support all efforts to ensure that Russian President Vladimir Putin does not win the war in Ukraine. And day four, and that is the last day today, has ended in the same vein with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz calling for world leaders not to allow Vladimir Putin to win this war. Today here it's Ascension Day. It's a holiday in Switzerland. It's a Christian holiday, and you can feel it in the air as Davos 2022 World Economic Forum has come to a close. Dominating these talks, of course, being Ukraine, and Scholz telling the world, as in his keynote address earlier on, that we can't, as an entire world, allow Putin to win this particular war. Take a listen.
Putin must not win his war, and I'm convinced he will not win it. He has already failed to achieve all his strategic goals. A seizure of the whole of Ukraine by Russia seems further away today than it did at the beginning of the war, also thanks to the impressive defense struggle of the Ukrainian army and population. More than ever, Ukraine is emphasizing its European future, similarly to Georgia and Moldova. By the way, we're also actively promoting the EU integration of the Western Balkan states. The promises that have been made must now be fulfilled quickly.
And Xolani, besides Ukraine, there's serious issues around food security around the world and the rising cost of living because of inflation everywhere.
Certainly, it's something that we are also feeling at home, where inflation is driving up the cost of living, and the fear is that it is going to drive more people into food insecurity and hunger, and also poverty. So it's something that was really topical in terms of world leaders and experts, meaning to find solutions to these particular challenges. And of course, what do we do in the world when it comes to our energy crisis? Many leaders here have called for the world to move into a net zero emissions when it comes to the energy resources that we use. And something else that was also important is the issue of jobs. Many people have left their jobs because they are unhappy about what COVID-19 has driven employers to do. So there has been a call here to say that world leaders must actually encourage employers around the world to adopt a hybrid system when it comes to those who have been working from home. But back to Olaf Scholz, the German Chancellor, he was actually talking about how important it is for food security to be something that the world puts front and center as a priority, particularly for the developed world. This is what he had to say.
More economic resilience is the order of the day in this multipolar crisis-prone world. And here too, the answer must be diversification for politics and business alike. At the same time, we must be careful that the necessary diversification does not become a pretext for isolation, tariff barriers, and protectionism. To put it bluntly, deglobalization is the wrong track. It will not work.
The German Chancellor ending that live report by Xolani Mbanjwa, live from the streets of Davos.